Ian from Lee Media here. Today I have a special episode of the Dr. Amazon detail page evaluation, and it's based on a public plea for help on the Amazon Seller Central forums. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this person's issue that the seller is having with an item that they're selling and explain what I think is going wrong here, because clearly there's a problem with this particular product not selling, and I want to be able to help the seller figure out what's going on. And for your reference, I do this professionally. This is one of the consulting services I offer. It's called the Dr. Amazon Detail Page Evaluation, and I help sellers and publishers go through their detail page and basically identify what's wrong and what's right on the particular detail page. So let's go to the Seller Central forum post, and this person is very frustrated and says, "I've used PPC, which means pay-per-click Amazon advertising, but could not continue with the campaigns as it was too costly and I was not getting any sales from that." Okay, so problem number one is PPC advertising and Amazon advertising is not effective to get sales. So this person's complaining about that. Second issue is he says, "I've tried reaching out to micro-influencers, but no response. I've tried other marketing strategies, but have gotten no conversions." So this is interesting. This seller is approaching it from a marketing point of view, and I think that they think they're having a failure of marketing going on. But what I think is going on, this is not a marketing problem or an Amazon advertising problem. This is actually a detail page conversion problem. And let's take a look at the detail page in question. The seller provided the URLs for several of the products. These are branded products, and this is one of them. It's a pickleball set, and actually, one thing I do in my Dr. Amazon evaluations is I tell the sellers what they're doing right, and certainly this is a professional level product photo. It clearly shows what's inside. It's available for Prime, which is key. So they've set up FBA or FBM in a fast shipping option for this particular product. I think it's FBA, and there's other things that they've done right too, like set up a brand for it. So that looks good. But there's a couple things I noticed right off the bat when I came here, and maybe you can see them right now. There's no reviews. So usually there's some reviews, like it'll say 203 reviews, 4 stars out of 5 stars. There's nothing like that there. And then if you scroll down, there's another issue too. Deals on related products. So these are very similar products. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if the manufacturer is actually the same company or in the same area, because you can see a lot of these things look almost identical. So for instance, this particular one, Panel Sound USAPA, I think it means the USA Pickleball Association, approved fiberglass pickleball paddles, set of 2 lightweight pickleball, and all the other stuff. The items look exactly the same. There's 4 balls, there are these 2 towels, 2 paddles, and a bag. So the colors are a little bit different, but everything else is the same. But take a look at the price here, $26.99, and they have 4,386 reviews. This product is $38.99, and there are 0 reviews. So what I think is going on here is, despite what the seller is doing to market this particular set, the people that click on the ad are hitting this page. They look at this, they scroll down, and they immediately see a very similar product or set of products with different color options. Like this one also looks very similar, and the prices are far less, like $21.99 compared to $38.99, and all of them have reviews. Some of them have a lot, like 4,300. Others have a couple hundred, but that's far better than this, which is 0. So if you're in a situation like this, there's a couple things that you can do. The most obvious thing that I would do here is the price is just not working out, and it's easy to understand why. You can get an identical or nearly identical product for a lot less, like 30 or 40% less, if you just scroll down a little bit and click on one of those other sponsored ads that are appearing here. Or actually, some of them are sponsored, some of them are not. The other thing that they can do is really differentiate the set. Like this looks exactly the same as all these other sets, okay? The same items. So maybe what needs to happen here is for this seller's set, something else needs to be added there. Like, I don't know, a spare pickleball racket, Or maybe instead of a zipper bag, they have some sort of Velcro strap. Maybe instead of 4 balls, which are yellow and orange, maybe they could be different colors. I don't know what it is, but there's lots of different options for sports related equipment. And what I would be doing is actually looking at other similar sports to see how packages and sets and bundles are set up that way, and figure out if there's something you can add there that really differentiates this from everybody else. Because if you're charging a premium price for something like this, there needs to be some sort of premium option that clearly differentiates it from the rest of the stuff that's being sold on Amazon. By the way, some of these other sellers here, they may very well be manufacturers themselves, and they're always going to beat this particular vendor on price because there's no middleman to deal with. So this is something that the seller really needs to work on. Another thing I would do is actually really change up the main photo here, because this photo looks exactly the same as most of the other ones. It's like the same setup, the way that the photos are kind of the paddles and the balls are arranged in front of a bag. So maybe there's something special that they could do, that the seller could do to make it look a little bit different, so it catches your eye when you're looking at it. Like when I'm looking at these groups of products, like this one stands out a little bit because the main picture's set up a little bit differently. But the other thing is actually the review issue. And the options that this seller has is they can start to use Vine reviews. That's a legitimate Amazon program, which basically puts your product in the hands of people that like to do reviews for a living. And you might get a 1-star review, you might get a 5-star review, but it kind of primes the pump and gets reviews there. Because I think at a very minimum, this person needs a critical mass of like 30 reviews here, and there's just nothing right now. The other way to get reviews is to really undercut the other people on price, and this will also result in a higher conversion rate for the pickleball set. The problem there is the person may be losing money, because after all their costs of manufacturing, shipping it over, warehousing it, sending it to Amazon FBA, Amazon Fulfillment Center, there may not be any profit left. And also there's the Amazon PPC costs, which are really, really extensive. So there's a couple things that this seller can do, I think, to turn it around. But the seller is really competing in a highly competitive space. The product is not differentiated. The price is wrong, and there's no review. So there's a lot of work to be done here. It's not hopeless, but I think that, to be honest with you, the way that this product can be turned around is only by like a massive price cut, and then really using Amazon Vine and Amazon PPC at cost to kind of get this out of the doldrums. And then, as I said before, the other thing that they can consider is really differentiating this product set in some way, because it's not happening right now. It basically looks the same as everything else that's being sold in this particular category. So the other thing that this seller mentioned was Amazon PPC costs. And actually, I totally understand this concern. Like whatever happened to organic search on Amazon, and what happened is two things. One is that there's just far too many sellers trying to compete, trying to get on the first page of search results, organic search results, and they're using every trick and keyword manipulation and tool in the book to do it. The other thing is Amazon realized it can make money from sellers by basically selling the online equivalent of end caps, which puts your sponsored product ad all over the place, not only in search results, but also in these carousels that appeal everywhere. And you can see that if it says sponsored, that means somebody's paying for this particular placement. So I sympathize with that, but I think actually the root cause is, as I said before, a problem with the detailed page conversion, and that relates to the factors which I listed earlier on. If you're interested in getting an Amazon detail page evaluation, go to leanmedia.org. I'll put a link in the show description, and you'll come to this page and you can see what it's all about. And basically, it's a much more detailed version of what I just showed you. It's about a 20 or 30 minute video. Plus, I give a summary report, and plus I give some other tips that sellers can use to try to improve the detail page conversion rate, which is really one of the keys to Amazon. Thank you so much for watching.